What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? If you guys are brand new here, man, you guys don't know what we do, don't worry, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. We talk about the most scariest and creepiest videos on the net, on the web, that's gonna make us question everything. Seekers, sit back. Let's do what we do best, Seekers. Say it with me, y'all. Y'all know what we do. Seek the truth.
The Voyager had a camera that could zoom right into the Earth. What year would it be?
It would be 2016 because the Voyager is 18 light hours away. Isn't that concerning?
So did y'all see that the Catholic Church removed a priest as an exorcist because he said UFOs and all the attention around aliens is actually demons? So Monsignor Stephen Rosetta said the following about the alien activity, and I quote with all this. He said, as an exorcist, I wanted to raise the danger, and that is that demons like to hide. They don't want us to know what they're doing because they're more effective when we don't realize it. They can kind of get into your head, and manipulate things in the world to influence us to do evil. It's my personal belief that probably many, if not most, of the UFO sightings are in fact demons. And after he said all of this, the Catholic Archbishop of Washington, D.C., Cardinal Robert McElroy, removed him as an exorcist. He also cut ties with the nonprofit that same exorcist or ex-exorcist ran. And he said that the statements linking UFOs to demonic presences and the center's recent use of social media gravely undermine the church's very precise teachings on the devil, demons, and exorcism. And I've had multiple people in my comments say that aliens are actually demons, and I don't normally touch religion, but I still thought this would be a good one to talk about.
That isn't the first time we heard that theory, man. A lot of people have been coming up with that theory lately that aliens were actually demons hidden in disguise. So the priest lost his job by saying that. I wonder why. Is there some truth to that, man? Credence to his theory?
So then I step out, watch, look. Right there. Boom.
They came out of nowhere.
They disappeared.
Damn.
So like there was like nothing on the floor right now?
Well, you realize you're making a very bold claim, which is you're saying that embodied consciousness existing inside bodies is the exception to the rule.
That's what the mathematics that I'm working on, and I should mention my colleagues, Chetan Prakash and Robert Prentner and Manish Singh and Manifa Hermanson and others that I'm working with. It's the work that we're doing. So it's not just me. It's a whole group of us that and this new trace logic that we're working on, really, it just, when you look at it and ask, okay, what are bodies? How do they appear in this logic of experiences? Body embodiment is very, very small. But of course, there's a lot to explain about this whole trace logic because it's a mathematical foundation that's entirely non-physical. It's all about consciousness. So we'll probably need to go into the notion of consciousness and of observation and why we need to start science there and so forth.
I want to get into the trace logic and sort of flesh that out. But you would also have to say that you'd expect predictions and observations of non-human disembodied intelligence that's disembodied in a way that's adaptive beyond humans. All over the universe. The universe would be teeming with life that is more advanced than humans and also doesn't have, traditional bodies. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, the mathematics seems to indicate that, again, embodiment is the exception, not the rule.
Mm-hmm.
And that our particular kind of view of the world, the kind of, I'll call it a headset, the virtual reality headset that we're using for our embodiment is one of the more trivial kinds of headsets. So we have often the opinion of ourselves that we're pretty much near the top of the
food chain
here on Earth anyway. It certainly looks like it for most of us, and that we're the most intelligent things around and so forth. But when I look at the mathematics of this trace logic, it indicates that our headset is one of the cheapest, most restrictive possible, and that there are all sorts of variations that are far more interesting and complicated than what we've got.
So we ran the wrong headset, bro. Got it. Let me find out, man. We got some aliens around me right now, bro. Listen to our freaking video, man. It's an interesting theory, bro. What we gotta do to upgrade our headsets though, man, so we can actually see them around us.
Theory that all of the people who are dreaming about mall worlds are also people who were formerly in gifted and talented programs in school. And a lot of weird stuff went on in these programs.
What you mean?
A lot of people remember hearing tests. Headphones were put on our heads and weird little tones were played.
I remember this.
So the hearing test, pink drink, so a little couple pink stuff that we were supposed to drink. A lot of people were like, well, that was just mouthwash, but was it? A lot of kids remember being taken off campus to like weird locations.
I wasn't taken off campus.
That's good. But people will say that Mall World is implanted in the heads of children who were in this GATE program, because GATE was like a CIA training program, essentially, or a screening program.
Whoa.
Shame on Netflix, because they just dropped this Michael Jackson verdict documentary, and it just feels like they're trying to make people hate Michael Jackson all over again. Because if Michael Jackson was really this monster they tried to paint him off as, then why does it feel like they left stuff out? For example, they show Gavin Arvizo saying, Michael told me, if you love me, you'll sleep in the bed. But they cut out the part where Michael said he slept on the floor. Now, my thing is, if you genuinely believe Michael did it, why cut that part out? Why not show the whole thing? And here's my problem with documentaries like this. They don't just tell you what happened, they tell you what they want you to think happened. I have always believed that Michael was mentally still a child. The guy literally built a theme park in his house. He had a zoo. You can even just listen to the way that he talks during his interviews. And I know people are gonna say, well, it's weird for a grown man to be around many kids. Okay, then where were the parents? Because nobody ever talks about the fact the parents were allowing the kids to stay with Michael in the first place. Then you've got the timing of this documentary. Michael starts being celebrated again. A whole new generation is rediscovering him. And suddenly we're doing this all over again. Now look, you don't have to agree with me, but after watching this documentary, I can't help but feel like they're trying so hard to convince people that Michael was a monster, while the actual monsters in Hollywood somehow never get documentaries written about them. Just saying.
Nobody talks about the time when young Leo DiCaprio had some wild theories.
This is confidential, but the Mona Lisa here isn't really the Mona Lisa.
So over 30 years ago, DiCaprio reveals why he thinks the Mona Lisa in the Louvre is fake.
Supposedly some guys really stole it and it's like a replica, because they have it like this behind this little thin piece of glass, and I'm like, you know, I could have just gone in there and taken it home, put it under my jacket.
Then Leo connects the dots in the funniest way possible.
But I'll believe it just for the sake that, you know, I have the same name as Da Vinci.
Moments ago, we learned aliens have visited Earth, and they include bipedal aliens, meaning aliens with 2 feet, and plasmoids, which are blobs of energy, according to a high-ranking military whistleblower. This high-ranking military whistleblower also says he was getting information from spies, American spies, about other countries retrieving crashed UFOs. At one point, this high-ranking military member met with a congressional committee under top-secret conditions, and a congressman unsuccessfully tried to interrupt the meeting. Bureaucrats also tried to retaliate against this one specific high-ranking military whistleblower after he testified about aliens to Congress. Donald Trump has ordered the declassification and release of the UFO files, and that began last month on May 8. We are expecting more to come out as the year goes on.
My question is, like, why are they like slowly just releasing the alien, the UFO files, like, I guess month by month? It seems like what they're doing. Why not just release it all at once, drop it all at once, so we could all scour through the files, man, see for ourselves, bro. And we have it's like slowly feeding us, slowly dripping it out, man, instead of just handing us the information. You talking about alien forms with balls of energy? Bro, there's so many freaking alien forms coming out, man. We can't keep up with all of them. Regular painting. So they're underneath the paintings, those x-ray pictures? Right in front of our face, man.
This is a robot factory where the robots are building themselves. It's the brand new NEO facility by 1X in the Bay Area. And you can see the robots walking around helping the human workers to build more robots. It's pretty wild. Now 1X factories are super unique in that their supply chain is vertically integrated. They're making nearly all their own parts, the actuators, the motors, the limbs, AI models, everything in-house. So around this entire factory, you've literally got blocks of raw aluminum that turn into arms and legs. Now the interesting part about this factory is why they wanted to vertically integrate in the first place. And the reason was to emulate Ford in the early days of car manufacturing. If they could control everything themselves, from the raw materials to the arms and legs, they can speed up experimentation and reduce iteration cycles. And this is how they've been able to stay one of the most competitive companies in the space. Now 1X is also different in that their flagship robot, NEO, is designed for maximum safety with humans. Their unique tendon system creates super gentle movements, and the robots are covered in this really soft fabric, all designed to minimize potential injury when interacting in the home. Now 1X will be the first humanoid company to start shipping robots to people's homes this year, and they'll be packed up and delivered in these megapods. They're currently on sale on their website for $20,000, and their goal in this vertically integrated factory is to produce 10,000 robots this year. Now we are still in the very early innings of what the future of robotics, especially humanoids, is going to look like. Whether it's Optimus, Figure, 1X, or Unitree in China, it feels like we're about to take another massive leap forward in all of robotics. And that leap will be recursive manufacturing, where the robots start building themselves.
Robots are building themselves, man. What happens if they put like a secret code in them that's gonna allow them to revolt in the future, man? And we just not picking up on it now, bro. That's my theory, man. If I walk into somebody's house, man, they got a Neo robot, I'm out. Simple as that.
This is the world's largest conspiracy theory iceberg. And in this TikTok, we're gonna go through each and every single one. Moving on, we got the McFly code. This theory basically states that Back to the Future and all of its sequels predicted the future. Basically what the theory says is that by hiding images within the movie, they were able to basically warn the future or maybe set the future in motion. But what is believed is by putting these things in the movie, they actually set course human history to make these things happen. Virtual reality, flat screen TVs, Google Glass, holograms. And some people think that this has a much bigger meaning to it. But as you know, we got a long way to go, cuz.
The World Cup opening ceremony. Now, this is what I call art. Okay. I see a lot of celebrities do that. Not bad at all. I heard it means diamonds are forever. Not sure what's going on over here, guys. Maybe that's her favorite shape. My favorite shape is circles, and hers must be triangles. A lot of people do it. It's cool. It's nothing to worry about. I used to play with blocks. They used to come with rectangles, triangles, and stuff like that, guys. Maybe they showing us something. Maybe they not. Maybe it's a part of the rehearsal, part of the show, part of the dance that they came up with. This is cool stuff. They always show us at the big events, the big concerts, and things like that, guys. So it's been going on for a while now. Nothing to worry about. Is what celebrities and, you know, famous people do. There was actually a lot of interesting things going on at that opening ceremony at the World Cup. But you guys got to see it for yourself to see all the good stuff. You're missing out. There's a few things going on over there that have nothing to do with soccer. But I guess it's popular and it's just a cool thing to do. Shh! Shut up! You know what time is it, guys? And it's time for you to go watch it because this video is for entertainment purposes only, guys. Go check it out. The World Cup 2026. Let's go. I don't know. Who knows? Let me know. I'm out.
I said, but that the World Cup, man, on the world stage is going to expose some secret messages. So I'm not surprised. Seeing people do that, freaking, you know, all the celebrities do that freaking hand signal all the time, man. The fact that it was at the World Cup, biggest event that's going on right now in the world. What do you think? Okay, he's the Hulk, bro.
Oh, what the hell? Okay.
He different.
You talk about masonry. This is masonry right here. This is equivalent to this. And this, when you read the Bible, when it describes the beast, is everything. The 4 crowns, the mouth of the lion, the 10 lions, the body of the leopard. When they describe the beast in Revelation, this is what they talk about. They talk about the British Empire. The little horn, the Knight of the Order, the unicorn, the eyes of man, you know what I mean? The crown of heaven, the 4 beasts. It's all there. So, to show you, he put that there. See what I'm saying? They go to Tunnel. They go to Earth. They go Crowley. That's Aleister Crowley. He's showing you. Wow. Here go the little black baby holding the skull of the Triceratops. Wow.
Now, this footage shows the interdimensional beings from the Miami Mall incident. Now, it only showed 2 seconds of these beings before the phone had malfunctioned. And in these 2 seconds, you can clearly see what these beings look like. Look at this. Then the phone just stopped working. This was the only recording they was able to get.
That's the only recording? Need some
Oh
more.
hell, here we go. This guy's convinced that Elon Musk is one of those, and he says, check out his eye right there. Uh-oh. Is that what we think it is, or is that just like a really bad case of conjunctivitis? Y'all tell me what you think. Hold on, where is it? Right there. Ooh, he's convinced. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments.
What I have been shown is that the negative extraterrestrials that have been a very distorted force in the enslavement of humanity have been, and this is the most recent information, have ran simulations, projection models to try to distinguish if there's any possibility of them altering the anomaly that they're seeing, which is this incredible force of evolution that's happening in the collective frequency. And so they were doing these projected models of, if they did this, could they distort this anomaly? Could they stop it? And then what I've been told is they've determined that within 19 years, the certain factions of reptilian races won't be able to actually exist in the frequency and be alive in this energy. And so they've come up with this evacuation plan of sorts, where some are just leaving now and others have to leave within specific times. Some of them are, I don't know where they're going, I just know they're leaving. And recently, one of the most beautiful things that I've seen, that they've shown to me, that's very specific to this now moment, is
oh, so they're packing up and leaving. Good, bro. Leave, reptilians, we don't want you here, man.
I was out here in the yard just working, and this just bit me. Here's a picture of it.
The hell is that?
I don't know what that is. It looks like a mosquito that's been taking steroids. I'm at a loss for words. I've never seen anything like that. If you know what it is, please tell me. Am I gonna die? That's all I need to know.
I have no clue what that was, man, Seekers, but let me tell you something. That wasn't no damn mosquito. If it was juicing, bro. Man. Why do freaking new bug species is now just being discovered in the year 2026, bro?
This woman right here is going viral because she hit somebody's car and didn't want to leave her insurance information. We about to watch this video. Let's look at it and y'all let me know what y'all think about it.
She just hit this vehicle here, and she doesn't want to leave her insurance information because she says that there's no damage. it's the right thing to do. If someone did it to your car, you would want them to leave information also. And then scrapes I have on this car for probably because you make turns.
Because you hitting people.
Damn, it happens when I'm parked somewhere.
Channel can't clown.
You can't drive off my ass. Hey, bitch, leave your fucking insurance information or I'm.
That's insane. I don't know why she just went off like that. I mean, I get it. You know, people go through things. I understand it. I most definitely understand it. But I don't understand why she just went off like that. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't her vehicle. I get it. I most definitely get the principle of it. I most definitely do. But it's not your vehicle. You can't control. That's the thing that people don't understand. You cannot control what other people do. You can't. If you gonna call the cops, call the cops. If you not, leave the lady alone. Y'all let me know who's wrong in this situation though. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not going that hard if that ain't my business. That's all I'm saying. Like and follow for more.
People are going wild over this Mandela effect.
About what?
So a man posted that he made a commercial for Doritos. The whole internet is going crazy because this commercial never made it to TV. Okay. But everybody remembers his commercial being played and seen.
Are those Doritos?
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah, right. That'll happen the day the pigs can shoot lasers out of their.
Because for me, I feel like I've seen it on television. Okay. And specifically, Canadians have seen it.
Wait, but in the actual one that came out, did the lasers get shot?
No. Oh, dead ass?
Hey, Ralph, can I have a Dorito?
Sure. When pigs fly.
I remember that.
Hey, Ralph.
So theory is, in a different reality, his commercial got picked to play on TV. Yeah, but whatever happened, timelines changed, dimensions changed, and his commercial isn't out anymore.
There is one team that shouldn't be in the World Cup, but against all odds, they are. We're talking about a nation that has a smaller population than the attendance of single matches that have been played before. And while most describe their qualification as a miracle, others are calling it a scam. And here is why. You see, Curacao qualifying for the most competitive football tournament in the world shouldn't be possible for a number of reasons. Firstly is this Caribbean island is so small that you can literally drive from one end to the other in less than an hour. So the chances of finding world-class footballers here are close to zero. I mean, India has 1.4 billion people to choose from, and yet they still have never participated. To make it crazier, Curacao didn't qualify for the World Cup in South Africa because their national team didn't even exist yet. It was only formed in 2011. Oh, and don't even get me started on budgets. Curacao as a whole is among the smallest economies in the entire world. Apple makes the entire nation's GDP in less than a week. I mean, just look at the vehicle they rocked up in to their farewell match. So by all measurements, this is an incredible achievement. But there's another side to this team qualifying that doesn't fit this fairy tale narrative. Because you might not know, but Curacao isn't even an independent country. They're technically an autonomous region within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And have a guess at how many players on the 26-man squad were actually born in Curacao. 10? Half? The answer is 1. The rest mostly grew up in the Netherlands, one of the best footballing countries in the entire world. So after a national team was formed in 2011, Curacao systematically hunted down Dutch players, particularly the ones that had Curacao-born parents or grandparents, but were never able to crack the first team in the Netherlands, and then convince them to flip and play for Curacao. And that's why a lot of people are arguing that this feels like a loophole. But ultimately, what do you guys think? Is Curacao qualifying a miracle or a scam?
Y'all, I've been saying for like 2 years that a lot of these planes that people have been seeing and recording, especially during the daytime, are not actual planes. But I came across this creator, his name is NoobDad75, and he used his digital skills to prove what I've finally been saying. Look at this video.
This is a military, supposedly a military aircraft. We're gonna take a close look at this one today because nothing makes sense. Look at the one engine. It's like on top of the plane, supposed engine, right? Look at this thing. Okay, now, also pay close attention to this spot. A few frames here. Just look at this thing. So clear that this isn't a plane, but now we're gonna put the filter on it. See how you can see the red? Now we're gonna go ahead and pause it, zoom in on this. You can see the hole. Adjust the level here. Yeah, right there. You guys see the hole, right? Now watch this. Look at this. Now you can see that it's actually like 4 to 5 different entities combined making up the craft. This is clearly NHI, non-human intelligence. This is not a plane.
He proved what I've been saying, because every time I see him, they almost look see-through, like shimmery, or the dimensions of the plane don't make sense and don't look right, or they're silent as crap, even though they look like huge passenger planes or huge military planes. They're super silent. You don't hear anything, even though they seem like they're really close. I don't know what the purpose is and with the chemtrails, if that's what they are, but I know that this is like the almost perfect camouflage. Put something in the sky that looks like something that they would see every day, a plane or a helicopter. And they almost would have got away with it if it wasn't for them pesky kids and their digital technology. So what y'all think? Let your girl know in the comments.
So what they saying? Planes. We got I guess our technology for planes and aircrafts from something else. They said it was an NHI, non-human entity. But when that red started showing up all over the plane though, I was starting to see the bigger picture, man. Can't lie to you. I didn't even think about it like that, man. Until now.
For the love of God, I need help. I got home 2 hours ago, and there's a limb just floating in the air. And I've been all over Google. I can't figure out for the life of me what the hell is going on. It's just, hold on. It's just floating there. As far as I zoom in on.
Glitch in the Matrix.
But I can't figure it out. It's just floating.
Ow. I see no tree.
Like talking about spider webs and all kinds of stupid crap, but it rained here like shortly after I got home, and it's still there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I just can't figure it out.
I have no idea how that's even happening.
Right under it. Like, what the? I need help. I done talked to one of my neighbors. He is dumbfounded. I've done thrown stuff at it, and I can't hit it. It just seems like it goes right through it. But what the crap? Look at it. Like, I ain't making nothing up. It's like 20 feet in the air. Maybe 30. I don't know. I ain't good at distance. But it doesn't make sense. Somebody help me. And please, for the love of God, don't let it be them stupid people that we live in a matrix. No, we don't.
So these are FBI agents, and they have screenshots of comments that the person recording this video made online. And what he asks him is shocking, and part of me wants to say, be careful what you say online, but I mean, you know, within free speech, like there's a balance here, right? You got to hear this interaction, because I know a lot of you guys comment stuff like this. And is this setting an example, or did they really think this 29-year-old guy was about to do something crazy? Maybe, but just listen to this.
No. Any intention of harming Bill Gates? No. Good to go. Thank you. All right, that's it.
What the heck is that, dude? This is crazy. I'm just letting you guys know. I love you guys, right? But you guys got to remember that we are basically at a point in our country where we don't know who's here to help us and who's not here to help us anymore. So I do this because I see it as our future children are gonna basically need help. You know what I mean? They're not gonna have the option of an American dream and like the next 2 generations.
The thing is, I can't get around if I talk about ticks, you guys comment and say that damn owner of Microsoft, man. But I don't think, see, I don't think he's behind any of this stuff. I think he's the puppet front man. I think this is much bigger than, same with Elon Musk. Whatever people think Elon Musk's up to, I see these guys as nothing but characters fulfilling the plan and the agenda of the thing bigger and, you know, darker and more mysterious behind them. So I feel like we got guys like Trump and Musk and Gates as like the guys to point fingers at and get the public rallied, you know, riled up about. But I don't think they're behind any of this stuff. But regardless, it is shocking that they would show up to his house and ask him about commenting about the owner of Microsoft. Very strange. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Was this overstepping, or were they assessing the situation? And follow for more.
I thought you gotta be careful what you're saying online, man. People be saying some wild stuff, man. I just showed you, man. People are watching, bro. So if you say anything too out, they will come knocking at your door, bro. But like he said that he thinks Trump, Elon Musk, and them, they're all just, I guess, the front man, just really somebody behind the strings, pulling the, behind the scenes, you know, pulling their strings. Who would they be? It's the real question.
Thought one giant sinkhole tearing Indonesia apart was bad? Tell me why they just found 700 sinkholes opening up in Turkey. And y'all, these things are not small either. They're talking about 150 feet deep and 150 feet wide. These things can swallow up buildings. Look at that. Don't that look like an eye? What the? Look at this, y'all. These things are giant.
This is one of 700 sinkholes that have opened up across Turkey. As you can see, they're not small ones. These are gigantic. Here's another one that opened up right in the middle of a farmer's field. You can see how large this is. So here's a video of the vastness of some of these sinkholes that was put out by the London Daily Mail. And they look like meteor craters. They're so big. These are drones that are flying inside of the sinkholes throughout Turkey. Like I said, there are 700 of these. And apparently in the book of Numbers, they talk about sinkholes opening up like this sometime. And apparently this is happening all throughout Turkey very rapidly. I didn't really realize it was quite so.
And here's the crazy thing. I read up on Turkey, and apparently they have a whole bunch of underground cities there, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But do you guys believe this has anything to do with this? Because whenever we hear about this, y'all, we never hear the ending to this, right? We'll see this, so many people will videotape this, but we never hear anything related to this. Like, why? What is this? What is this, y'all? And then there's actual books that speak about this. When we see this, you know, this is like a bad omen, you know, but in a good way, right? The endings, beginnings. But yeah, y'all, giant sinkholes open up in Turkey. Not one of them, but 700, y'all. But yeah, something is definitely happening under there, y'all. The bunkers, y'all, remember? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace.
What if the theory that Barron Trump is a time traveler is actually true? This one goes far beyond coincidence. In the late 1800s, author Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a series of books featuring a young boy named Barron Trump, who lives in Castle Trump. He's guided by a mentor named Don and embarks on incredible adventures that include traveling to Russia and discovering strange other worlds. The parallels to Donald Trump and his son Barron are uncanny. The names, the locations, the family dynamics, it lines up too perfectly to brush off as random chance. Old illustrations from those books even resemble the Trump family in striking ways. But here's where it gets even deeper. Donald Trump's uncle, John J. Trump, was a brilliant scientist and engineer who was personally called in by the government to review Nikola Tesla's papers and inventions after Tesla died. Tesla was obsessed with time travel, energy weapons, and technologies far ahead of his time. Those documents vanished into government hands. Now, if you connect the dots, advanced knowledge from Tesla's work, a family with eerie prophetic books written over a century earlier, and a son who seems to carry an otherworldly presence. Some researchers believe the Trump family has access to temporal technology or knowledge passed down through hidden channels, making Barron not just a regular kid, but someone operating from a different timeline. The more you look at the details, the harder it becomes to call it simple coincidence. As always, stay weird.
Seekers, man, plot twist of the freaking century, bro. It's like second or third freaking time hearing that Barron Trump is the time traveler, man. I never knew his uncle, man, was called in to review Nikola Tesla's I guess, you know, documents. That was a plot twist, bro. Like you said, man, they wiped those documents off the face of the earth, bro. So we have no idea what he saw. Well, time travel could be in play, bro. You never know.
26-year-old put up ads on the New York subways telling parents to have their best baby. His company scores embryos for $8,900. The founder's name is Kian Sadeghi. His company is called Nucleus Genomics, and his site is called pickyourbaby.com. It ranks over 2,000 traits: height, IQ, disease risk, eye color. The ads went up in November. The subway copy was "Have your best baby," and "These babies have great genes." Sales are up 1,700%. Top IVF clinics won't touch this. They said that the IQ predictions aren't real. The science isn't there yet. That's the loudest signal in the room right now. Thinking more about it, the technology really isn't what's the scariest part. It's the normalization. Think about the future. Parents at private schools talking about what donors maximize what, a catalog, a checkout page, a comparison matrix for a baby. If you want to stay updated on more dystopian tech news, then sign up for my free newsletter through the link in my bio. But as always, think about it, let me know what you think, and follow me.
This is a UFO observed for 22 minutes near the International Space Station. I think it was in 2020 or before. The object is of a shape and size that is not recognizable as any known rocket or capsule, and appears to move in a straight line upward and disappear. It could be an alien spaceship, a secret U.S. Air Force stealth device, or some new type of technology, but it is something peculiar. The NASA camera zooms in on the object, but the crew members seem unaware of it or do not mention it much, although the object is described as being pyramid or hive-shaped.
Can somebody tell me why I hear gurgling sounds in my yard? And the other day I thought I was losing my mind. But you're going to be able to hear it, even on my phone. Just hold on just a minute.
Okay.
I'll let you hear it.
I hear it, bro. There's like a tunnel underneath? That's my only predict, bro. Underground
City. I think
City.
that time has been sped up, and I think God has sped up time, because if he did not speed up time, then we all would be doomed. Did you guys hear that scientists have said that they have measured time, and in comparison to what time was before, time is now, like a minute is now 45 seconds, which means for every minute, 15 seconds we've lost. So I asked ChatGPT, if 45 seconds was a minute, how quickly would time go by? ChatGPT said that time will be moving 33% quicker, and what that would mean for a month would be that a 30-day month would pass in 22 and a half days. And so a month would feel like it ended a week sooner. The crazy thing about this is that when you continuously, if you say 2 months or 3 months, or you say a year, it's crazy. If you say a year, this would be about 274 days that a year would take. And a year takes, obviously, 365 days. But a year would finish about 91 days earlier. And some people find it hard to comprehend that if God is outside of time, then he can fast forward time from the outside because he is not in it. Similar to when you watch a movie, you are not in the movie, which means you can fast forward through the movie, you can rewind, you can do whatever you want, and the people in the movie will not be affected because they can't, like, they can't feel it, they can't see it, because you're doing it from the outside of time. They're just going to continue to do their script in real time. So God has sped up time. That is my belief. Also, do what you will with this type of information. This is Revelation 12:12, and it says that, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and to the sea. The devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has a short time. Another thing, Matthew 24, verse 22, it says that if those days had not been cut short, no one would survive. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. So you can look at the days being shortened, meaning like he's cutting it off at a certain point in time, or you can look at it as like time speeding up so the days can be shortened. And so you get to a certain time quicker.
See, because there have been days, man, where I feel like, bro, the time is just blown by so fast. It's like you can't even feel it. You look up, it's daylight. Look down, it's nighttime, bro. Tell me, have you guys been feeling that phenomenon, man? Of freaking time speeding up? Why is she throwing the back of the robot?
UFO disclosure is bringing lawmakers together.
I don't know what the full truth is, but I know we're being lied to. And the American people know that also. And so, look, the time for disclosure is now.
We are requesting that whistleblowers receive temporary immunity or permanent immunity, and if they are able to divulge whether it is locations of craft and or advanced technologies.
That press conference was just the latest attempt to get the government to release documents about UFOs and the possible presence of non-human entities, aliens. One case that lawmakers are zeroing in on was in 1996, when residents of Varginha, Brazil say they not only saw a cigar-shaped UFO crash, but they also say they witnessed both alive and dead non-human entities, one of which could still be alive today. And the level of detail these witnesses describe of that crash and the aliens truly astounding. Some people, including lawmakers, believe this incident, like many others, was covered up and thus the need for transparency now. For more on this incident and all of News Nation's UFO coverage, head to our website, newsnationnow.com, and look at the great work being done by the Reality Check team.
Bought a human shoulder bone.
Here?
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Absolutely.
I didn't know they had the human ones here. I thought it was like a okay.
If you go down here on the left-hand side, there is a gentleman who has a whole
let's see it.
booth, and he is the one that I got the human finger bones from. And then when I went over there, he remembered me and told me he had brought this, and this is a human shoulder bone, and it's in really good condition. So I love bones, and getting a hold of human bones is a pretty.
The game is the pastor has to keep you low. He's going to continue to preach to your pain, because if you ever get over what it is that you're dealing with, then you're not going to need those sermons. And so what is it that the average person is dealing with? They're dealing with financial struggle, some type of healing that they need, sickness in their body. And usually when you find poverty, you're going to find poor eating, dietary habits. So you're going to find sickness and disease. And then you're going to find dysfunction in the home. So they use all of that as a way to speak to them. So they speak directly to that and say, God knows about it. It was all part of his plan. And just keep coming back, and he's about to do it for you. Oh yes, but let's not forget the most underhanded of them all. It's called the 360-degree cycle of manipulation. What he'll tell you is, if you have a need, what do you got to do? Sow a seed. Well, guess what he does when he has a need? He tells you to sow a seed. Yep. So you lose and he wins 360 degrees. Ooh, that's cold. That's cold.
It is, man.
Whenever a kid is telling you that they seen a spirit, or they seen a ghost, or they have an imaginary friend, 9 times out of 10, it's real. They are telling the truth. So don't make them feel like they're lying. It's a video going around right now where a lady recorded her daughter interacting with a ghost. You heard what I just said? A lady recorded her daughter playing with a ghost. At first she didn't believe her, but you can tell as the video went on, she believed her. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit.
Tell the truth.
Listen.
I'm not. You were just playing about a woman over there, right?
With a woman. Look.
She's right there.
She sees something.
Nevaeh, stop lying.
But she ain't lying.
Yes, you are.
That's conviction. That's truth.
Nevaeh, God gonna get you if you lying.
Look.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, okay. Something is in that house.
She went in that room.
What you gotta remember is children have pure spirits. And that allows them to see and feel things that we can't feel. Things that we can't see. But another thing I do know is all spirits ain't good spirit. And maybe, just maybe, they need to get somebody in there to check and find out what kind of spirit that is.
When she said she went to her room, I'd have been like, okay, I'm out, bro. We ain't doing this, man. Like you said, they need to have somebody go in that house, man. Check it out, bro. But like you said, man, kids can they can see things, man, that we just can't pick up on, bro. Like you said, they're pure spirits, man.
just like two normal people.
Wow, I did not know that. That's wonderful that he's telling people that on national television. You've raised him well. You're so proud of him right now.
Man, I had a sister once.
Proud of him right now.
Man, I had a sister once.
Here's the worst part. If you could choose a show to crack a joke like that, then this has got to be the worst host and the worst show to say something like this. Once again, a dark truth hidden in comedy. Not that I find it funny in any way, shape or form, and I'm sure you guys don't. Even Ellen made a little hint to say this is on national TV, and here it is right in front of us with everything we know now, and it's fair to say that this has not aged well. I don't really know much about this guy's parent, but who even speaks about the parents in such weird ways?
The truth that was just exposed about writing that's on the building where Jimmy Kimmel does his show at is mind-blowing. Check out what's said and what's on his building, and at the end of this video, I'm going to show you his building with the words on it.
Jimmy Kimmel Live is a Freemason temple. On the outside of it, it says, you can look up the Jimmy Kimmel Live studio.
It's a Freemason temple.
Yes, look it up, and then zoom in on it. At the top, it says this, brother. Freemasons build their temples among the nations and in the hearts of man. MTV Studios is a Freemason temple. Look it up. It literally has a Freemason. It's the MTV studio. Right below it says Masonry Temple.
No way.
Look, dude, I'm not lying. I'm not at all lying. It's all right there. It's right on Google. You just look it up.
So when I heard that, it took me for a loop because I never heard that before.
Me either.
Never seen that before. And I was born and raised in California. So I said, let's do some deeper research and check out what we found.
So we're here in Hollywood Boulevard. They're going Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? But look at the top of the building. Look what it says. Freemasonry builds its temples among the nations and in the hearts of men.
Okay.
Guys, that is the Jimmy Kimmel building. And on the top, it said exactly what he said it said. Building their temples in the hearts of men. Now, why is this so shocking? Because we know that in the Word of God, it speaks of us being the temple. Within, there is a temple. So this is nothing more than a counterfeit from the devil. You guys see how wicked that, like, and this is people who are live all the time, MTV, Masonry, these individuals. Most of these people you enjoy watching. You're laughing, having a good time, watching them late nights. Most of them are Masons. I can't believe we're making a U-turn right now because we talk so much about this type of stuff, but it's been a while. However, most of them are Masons. And all of that is counterfeit. It's counterfeit. That's so wild to me. Like I've seen that building many different times. Of course, you see the big flags, but how it's engraved at the top, like you would never like really, unless you like really looked at it and try to read it. You know what that means? That means it's right in your face, but you can't see it. So in all actuality, they're not hiding it. And that's how they do mostly everything they do. They'll put it right in your face in movies, on the radio, in music videos. So you can never say they didn't show you.
Yep.
They didn't tell you. No, we told you. We joked about it in the movie once, you know. We put it on the building. You didn't see it? Oh, we put it right in front of your face. You didn't.
Pay attention.
It was on a song. They were singing about it. You didn't hear it. You didn't see it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Time to start understanding, people, what exactly we're dealing with. Because it's a spiritual war out there. It's a spiritual war out there. And if you don't understand that and you don't have discernment, you will be destroyed. Wake up.
Sad that they put all this in the media, bro. I don't even watch late night shows like that, but I mean, we saw in 4K, man. It's in a Freemasonry temple, bro. I had the banners, Jimmy Kimmel Live. Not Jimmy Kimmel, someone else, but you guys know, man, I really don't pay attention to night shows like that, but like you said, man, they're putting it in front of our faces so they can say, man, we never, y'all can't say we didn't tell y'all. It's right there, bro. You just didn't pay attention to it.
Never told you it was venom. I didn't know it was venom. I looked it up. What kind of drug is this? Oh, it's a GLP-1 drug. What the hell does GLP-1 drug mean? Never heard that in my life. Holy crap, it comes from the venom of a lizard? I want to ask you, all of you at home, how many of you are convinced that you or your loved ones are overweight and diabetic because you have a Gila monster venom deficiency? And oh my God, God forgot to put enough of that damn Gila monster's venom in your body, and you ran out. Now you're fat and overweight and you're diabetic. So now you need to inject that venom inside your body every week, once a week. This is the insanity you live in. This is the deception you live in. Just because they called it Wegovy and Ozempic and said it was FDA approved, did I go, oh, it must be safe and effective. I don't know why these people's stomachs are being paralyzed and why they say they're going to develop cancer in their thyroid after a year. Really? Go look it up. I didn't know anything about this drug. It didn't even exist when I graduated school. How did I go on platforms like the Diamond and Silk Show the very next week? We bring this up and I'm educating the whole world about this drug. And then everybody's calling me, wanting on their shows to talk about, oh my God, it's another drug made by venom.
This year's team departures might be the craziest we've seen yet. Brazil got their plane baptized with water cannons, which was used to signify a blessing for a safe and successful journey. Turkey had one of the largest convoys I think I've ever seen that drove behind the team buses all the way to the airport. Norway dressed up as Vikings for a team photo, captioning it, "Norway is coming." God damn, Holland's looking scary. Whereas Netherlands, they decided to dress up as distinguished gentlemen. And Italy didn't need to dress up at all. Croatia's national team attended mass together. Senegal had a presidential dinner on the pitch before they left. Spain and Portugal went all out with custom designs on their planes. Argentina not only changed their flight number to 1978 to signify that World Cup win, but also they painted number 10 on the tail to honor Messi's last tournament. Meanwhile, South Africa nearly missed out on the whole tournament after running into visa issues. But that was fortunately resolved after Ramaphosa danced for them. I'm kidding. Don't worry, they were greeted in Mexico by a whole ass mariachi band. Oh, and Iran? Well, during their send-off ceremony in Tehran, crowds chanted death to America. This is gonna be fun.
What have you done? Hey man, the World Cup, you know, started, bro. Actually, I think USA and Paraguay played. USA won, man. Bro, this year's the World Cup, man. It's gonna be freaking huge this year. I'm about to say, yeah, this is Messi last tournament. You know, we got Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. Who y'all going for in the World Cup, man? Actually, tell me down below. And actually, does any of the Seekers actually watch the World Cup? It's one of the world's biggest sports, man. So, you guys know, man. Some hidden messages may be in it. I definitely got tuned into that.
Yeah. I lived for 2 weeks in the bottom of the sea.
Oh, Jesus.
The scariest thing I saw was one night I was taking a dump. So what you do is you don't take a tank, you just take your mask and your fins, and you just go down, and you have to swim, I don't know, it's like maybe 10, 15 feet, it's not that far. And there's what we call a gazebo, which is just a little dome. But as you're doing that, and you're in the pitch black Atlantic Ocean, 60 feet down, no scuba tank.
At night.
At night. With the sound of the ocean like lapping against the dome. And you're looking down and this endless black, you know, just a black void. And you're thinking about every single scary, and I went down and I opened my eyes in my mask in the darkness with my flashlight, and I saw, like right in front of me, this huge eyeball. like about the size, I don't know, of a saucer, you know, like this big, staring, unblinking right at me, and I freaked out. I just tore off for the moon pool and the habitat. I jumped in there, I surfaced, I'm screaming, and my crew come running thinking I've been bit by a shark or something. And I'm like, giant fish. And
What was it?
It was a Goliath grouper.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Scared the living hell out of me.
And Minifigs is now suing Reckless Ben and Brian to get that GoFundMe money. So when you watch the police body cam, we keep seeing that bald guy that's involved say, oh, we had to close the store because of them. It's their fault. And I think that's what their legal defense is setting up. See, I think they're going to claim they had to close the store, and as a result, they should get that GoFundMe, similar to what Ethan Klein did to Casey Tron back in the day. And if they do win, they're going to say they need those funds because of what happened. When in reality, most likely that store was going to close anyway, because without them coming in and stealing the Legos, and we have reports across the country, they've done this with other franchise owners, their business may not be able to run. Because I've been thinking about this. They must be the dumbest people in PR and marketing, because why would you just not pay Ben, give some money to a charity, make good with Reckless Ben? Maybe it's because they can't. Maybe it's because they can't afford to, and the only way they can stay in business is to steal from people and do shady maneuvers like this legally. I would not be surprised if these people are so desperate for money, they're willing to ruin the company's reputation, because there really isn't a company. It can't really run successfully at this point without stealing.
All right, let's see what they what in the God. No, man, I gotta start walking around with better posture, yo. I gotta start walking around like a Marine, because that ain't, what is that? Yeah, man, come on, no, God.
That was really disturbing, bro. What the heck? His deck was like bent over. Like it was stuck, bro. Hey, man. There goes the posture, bro. Please, I guess. Keep it in good shape, man. I don't want to end up like that, bro. Or get off the phone, bro. It looks like he was just glued to his phone, man.
That really disturbed me. You said Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter.
There's all these old men around her. She was showing crazy eyes. I think it looked like they're putting her in a insane asylum. But then in the background, you zoomed in. There's all these pictures of these little children, like her as a little girl, looking like being like, wow, they're gonna put that in a music video, like flaunting, like almost like an MK Ultra. Like I don't. What do you make of that?
In the video you're talking about in particular, in the video, she's like this little girl who is like in her bedroom, and then there's these like 4 men who are wearing like business suits who are kind of controlling her almost as if she's like a human doll MK Ultra thing. And like you're saying, like her eyes start going crazy and spiraling, and then in the background where it's intercutting these images of her going crazy is like photos of her as a baby and tons of children on the walls of this video. And eventually in the video she ends up like in a straitjacket and she's like trying to get out of it, and there's these like 4 businessmen like marionetting her. When you look into these artists, all of them have these connections that are usually tied in with like military or other like sometimes like religious affiliations. Ariana Grande, her mother is the CEO of a telecommunications company that makes the telecommunications systems for the Navy. Another example, right? Jack Black. Jack Black's mother was the woman who created the guidance systems for the Apollo 13 moon mission and then the Minutemen missiles that like the US uses. So it's always these really deep connections to like military.
The governments want us to believe that the tall white aliens created us on this planet. They're going to come out and say, these are our gods. For the people that don't understand what's going on, I'm gonna make it really simple. This will be the new religion. Not Muslims, not Christians, not Buddhists, a worldwide religion. Why do you think this is going public right now? Every time you turn around, there's a new announcement. Another UFO, another alien, another UAP. They are terraforming our mind. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. Even if you open up your Bible, you can see them speaking about the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians, called Kama in Hebrew, often translate as the 7 stars because they are known as the 7 sisters. You can go outside when it get dark and look up and you will see the 7 stars. But they're going to come out and say they created us. No, that's not true. They did not create us. They gave us their system. Remember the 7-star constellation, the 7 days of the week, 7 days of Kwanzaa, lucky number 7, the 7 chakras. Anything that's dealing with number 7, it came from them. But they didn't create us. They created the system. Remember in Germany when they was trying to make the perfect race? Well, the person that was in control back in those days, they were in contact with the blue-eyed, tall, white aliens. I'm not saying all Pleiadians are bad. That's not true. But I want people to understand that we really went to war with them. Not only did we go to war, we lost. Just remember, everything is hidden in the language. When you look at their names, Pleiadian, it's coming from us. Because when we lost the war, we took a plea and we had to plead with them. So they gave us their system. We are really dealing with the war that took place in heaven. If you look at the pyramids in Giza, they are aligned with Orion's belt. No accident, no mistake, a deep message they was trying to tell us. Some people want to say we are in the last days. I guess you could say that because the war that took place in the heavens is now taking place right now. Orion is the mystery. Started with the felines or if you go back and watch Men in Black, they show you that they have Orion's belt around the cat neck. The people that control this world have no choice but to tell you what's coming because it's about to be an eye opener for all of us. Even if this shit is closed right here, you will still see. If you want to know more, you can read my ebook, link in the bio.
For the first time in human history, lab-grown dairy has successfully hit the market. We also just saw another first. Mississippi has officially become the first state to ban it entirely. They just passed House Bill 1153, which makes it illegal to manufacture or sell cell-cultured dairy products starting July 1st. Now, why the sudden move? They always try to frame lab-grown food as sustainable or cruelty-free, but if you follow the money, you'll see a different story. These products are owned by massive biotech corporations and protected by patents. It's a technology-heavy, controlled system that many see as a direct threat to traditional land-based agriculture. This is the difference between a food system owned by foreign entities and one rooted in our own regional economies. When we choose real dairy from local farmers, that money stays in the state and uplifts the whole community. Honestly, it's a bit of an emotional admission to see a state finally take a stand for food sovereignty. Farmers lose when biotech wins. We need to decide if we want our milk coming from a cow on a pasture or a petri dish in a lab.
You know what team I am? All natural, bro. Why is Mississippi the only state that even banned it? I feel like everybody should be behind that. I wonder if we can lab-grown dairy products, lab-grown milk. They literally just keep creating new things in the lab, man. That's crazy, bro. We team natural over here, bro. Support y'all local farmers, seekers.
Sounds coming from underneath the Nevada desert are not supposed to be there, as something that should not be alive has been found screaming from below, and it knows where we are. People were terrified after a man dropped his phone into a boiling pit in the middle of the Nevada desert where the liquid reaches 200 degrees, hot enough that nothing from this earth can survive it, and yet something down there was trying to lure others by saying, "Help me," over and over. Haunting reports show the Book of Enoch warns of an abyss sealed deep in the earth with smoke pouring out of it, where something was chained and never meant to be released. And if it ever is, it might be the end of everything. And this might be exactly what is happening right now. But it gets much worse as the boiling liquid is being pushed up from below with so much force that it rises above the desert floor, and many are warning that whatever was sealed down there is no longer staying there. Scientists say the sounds are most likely gas escaping through the caverns underground.
Are you guys ready for another fun fact? If you're ever experiencing any type of physical pain anywhere in your body, you don't need a painkiller. All you have to do is repeat the number sequence 55515. It's a quantum code. So sit with the pain, feel into it, feel where it's coming from, and repeat that code because it sends a signal from your brain to that area to reduce pain.
basically have an
Okay.
aimbot in my head. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they'll probably have like different leagues for people like me because it's just not fair.
Wow, is it that accurate?
It's that accurate, and it's faster. One thing that I found with the Neuralink is something that kind of blew my mind too, is that when I'm attempting to do stuff sometimes, or I'm thinking it to like move in a certain place, sometimes it's so good that it's moving before I even like think it to move. It's almost like if you think about moving your hand, the signal is basically already being sent before you move your hand. Like your mind is saying, okay, he's about to move his hand basically. So the signal needs to be sent all the way down and back up in order for you to move your hand. So the speed that all of that happens, and it's almost a little preemptive. I saw that with the Neuralink, where it was moving the cursor before I was actually moving my hand. So.
Wow.
So basically the ultimate aimbot. And the fact that it is, you know, bro, what's scary? If you could get a better aim in a game or something like that, bro, you know people would sign up to get the Neuralink like that, bro. Insane, man. The ultimate form of aimbot, bro, Neuralink. Who would have thought?
This lady helped her son set up a train table in their attic and caught something actually terrifying on camera. The mom and son just got done setting up this train table in their attic, and she took a picture of her son. In the photo, it looks like electricity is going around this child. Now, this was taken on a disposable camera, so she didn't even see this photo until months after it was taken. And right above her son looks like another child, but screaming. Although the son looks happy, the apparition that is appearing above him looks very distraught. And like I said, the spirit is manifested around him and it looks like electricity. So maybe it's like feeding off of his energy or something. It makes you wonder, what happened in this house? Why does this spirit of what looks like a child seem so distraught? Is it upset with the train table being in the attic? Or maybe it's upset with the child being up there? It really makes you wonder what happened to the spirit and what kind of attachment it has to this attic. What do y'all think? Let me know.
It's a tapeworm, bitch. It ain't moving. Ew, what is it? Ew, take it. Oh, it's like green. It looked like a plastic fucking glove. What is this? In the fucking beans, bro. What is that in the beans? Ew, it's moving. Ah! No, seriously. Something just happened. Something just happened. Close it. Get it the fuck up out of here. Get it out of here, please. Get it out. Get it out. Ew. No, seriously. Close the top or something. Close it. Oh my God, no. Ooh, what is that? Ooh. It did something. Oh my God. Wait, open it up again. No. No, we gotta like, what the fuck? What's the date on it? You gotta like check the date. Where did you buy this from?
Bush beans?
This right the last time. Where did you get this from? What's the date?
Oh my God, bro.
What the fuck was the, oh my God. It was like something in it and it, I don't know. What was that? No, we gotta investigate. You gotta open it. Come on.
Can you just sit this?
We gotta investigate.
You open it.
No Bush's baked beans tonight. Get it and put it in the bag. I'm not touching it. What the fuck was that? Oh my God, no. Get it and just, you gotta take it out right now. And you gotta throw it out in the trash.
You gonna open up the door.
I'm gonna go, I got you. Come on, just get it.
Ew, I don't even want to touch it.
Just get it.
I don't even want to touch it.
Just get it.
What if it jump?
Now, if this ain't prophecy over here, then I don't know what is. All I gotta say is, America, count your days, because this is the ancestors speaking. What more proof do you need that America is falling, y'all? The replica Statue of Liberty just collapsed under some powerful winds in Brazil. It wasn't vandalism. It wasn't terrorism. Nobody was pulling down on it, y'all. It was the winds. The winds did it. And for y'all not seeing, this is major news because symbols matter. Statues don't fall for no reason. The universe is sending a message over here. After careful consideration, can you guys honestly say that America is going to be here within the next few years after you see see what's taking place, like with the weather, with the news, the government, Donald Trump and all this type of stuff, all these tariffs, and then the talks of nuclear war, World War III is going on, but the universe is already showing y'all what's happening. You already know that Babylon must fall. We are in Babylon. It must fall. I feel like this year alone, these messages have been intensifying, and I alone have not been avoiding them. Y'all remember the Christopher Columbus replica ship that sunk off the coast of Mexico? And now this right here in Brazil? All I'm saying is the cycle is here. It's coming to an end. You guys see it. The universe is speaking. Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Believe in symbolism, but that was definitely a scary sight, bro. Can't lie to you guys, seekers. If you guys made it with me to the end of the video, you're a true seeker seeking the truth. I really appreciate the support. Can you guys please do me a huge favor, leave a thumbs up in this video, comment down below, hit that post notification bell, guys, and please also join the Discord so it can send clips and they can be featured in the next video. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.